and then he made me breakfast. A perfect breakfast. French omelets, fresh bread, coffee brewed strong and dark. I was confused. They specifically told me I'd be taking care of the place alone for the whole winter. But the food was good, and he seemed harmless. Quiet. Polite. Almost fatherly. I told myself I must have been confused when going over the job details with Pedro. December 15th. Over the last few days, Marlon's cooked every meal for me. Elaborate dinners, fresh pastries, roast meats that tasted like they belonged in a 5-star restaurant. Oddly enough, he always made exactly what I was craving, without ever needing to ask. We talk sometimes. He never mentions anything personal about himself, but he asks a lot about me, my life, my past, my goals. He hums these low, unfamiliar tunes while he cooks. It's strange, but comforting in a way. The company makes the isolation easier. December 17th. Last night, during dinner, right in the middle of a normal conversation, Marlon folded his hands neatly on the table and asked me, in a completely calm voice,
"Have you ever wondered what a man feels in the instant before he dies?"
I thought he was joking, but he didn't smile, he didn't blink. He just stared at me with these smooth, polished eyes, like stones pulled out of deep water. Then he glanced down at my plate and said,
"Fear changes the flavor."
I didn't sleep that night. Today is my first weekly check-in with Pedro. I hadn't planned on mentioning Marlon, but what he said last night, I can't stop thinking about it. The way he looked at me when he asked that question, the tone of his voice, like he pondered that same thought every night before bed. I'm trying to convince myself I overreacted, that it was a weird joke or I misread something in his expression. But the thought of sitting here without telling anyone feels unbearable. I don't know what I'm going to say yet, but I can't keep this to myself. December 18th. Okay, I'm genuinely starting to wonder now if the isolation is driving me insane. Yesterday I did my weekly check-in with Pedro. The conversation went something like this.
"Hey Dom, so tell me about your first week. How's everything going so far?"
Hey Pedro, everything is well. I've gotten settled in without any issues. I feel that I should mention though, the chef you guys hired is a little weird, and I thought I was supposed to be taking care of this place alone.
"Chef? What are you talking about? You are there alone, Dom. Or you should be at least. Is someone else there with you?"
My heart dropped. I immediately dropped the receiver and raced upstairs to the kitchen. Marlon was gone. Not even a trace that he was ever there. I searched the entire mansion. Nothing. What the hell? Could I have hallucinated the entire thing? I started questioning my own sanity. I eventually came to the conclusion that Marlon must have been a figment of my imagination, like my brain had developed some kind of defense mechanism to the isolation. I marched back down to the radio receiver and told Pedro there was no one here, that I must have confused reality with a really vivid dream. I didn't want him to think he hired a crazy person.